Hello, welcome to class. In today's lesson, we are going to look at landscape. What is landscape painting? Landscape painting is the painting of the human environment and what it entails. Today, we are going to look at how you can create foreground, middle ground, the sky, and how to create distance using the laws of perspective. And we are going to look at how you can also introduce foreshortening into it and how to create put more scheme when it comes to scheme and color scheme and applying them in landscape drawing. In this class today, I'm going to introduce a professional that is going to demonstrate for us on how to carry out landscape painting. Join me in class. As you can see, is making a drawing of the landscape, trying to bring out the different figures and images that makes up the landscape. You know, when it comes to landscape painting, the first procedure or the first step you take is to make a drawing of the environment. You know, the definition of landscape drawing or painting is painting or drawing the human environment and what makes up the human environment. Now, this artist is drawing the house, the landscape that makes up the varying environment using a pencil. Most times, this art we use 2B pencils and flat brushes to carry out the paintings. Now, you can see that he's about applying the different colors to these drawings and is missing the colors right now. Normally, the principles of shade of painting in sky, the upper layer of the sky is normally dark. Yes, like what you are saying right now. The upper layer of the sky is normally dark. Then, as the cloud gradually comes down to the roof of the building, the darkness gradually fades into light shades or light colors. And also, we expect that the foreground normally take the same colors with the colors you painted the upper layer of the cloud with. So that is why you can see, that is the reason why you are seeing the colors on the cloud reflecting on the foreground. Either you are painting a river scene or a normal landscape scene, normally the colors that you use on at that first layer of the sky is expected to also appear at the foreground. Now you can see that the artist is trying to blend the colors using gradually feeding the colors into the distance part of the landscape. Now you are seeing yellow be added to the dark blue and also the mixture of white on it. And as he's doing this, he's also trying to trying to create blends of yellow on that cloud. Now, the cloud is closer to the rooftop and the vanishing point. Then other colors like red comes to play, and you know the mixture of red and yellow give you orange, and that is why you are seeing the colors of the different shades of oranges there and yellow too, then addition of white. You know, I told you that the colors, the colors that are closer to the part of the roof and the vanishing point, seems the cloud seems to be a little bit lighter. Then now he's working on the middle floor and the foreground. And also, don't forget, I told you that the colors that you use on the cloud must always reflect on the foreground, and that is what the artist is doing. And also, you see that he applied yellow on the cloud, and you're having yellow on the foreground and a mixture of red, and that gives you orange. Now he's leaving a part white, and that part he's leaving is the part that contains, that occupies the house and the grasses too, or the grass weeds. Now he's trying to create that effect of the foreground, making, because most times when it comes to landscape, the foreground seems to be possessing dark colors, heavy colors, bright colors, while trying to show the distance. The colors that find themselves in the position of the distance seems to be a little bit lighter, just to create that effect of distance. As you can see right now, is applying other dark colors to it that will project the foliage and the weeds that falls within that region. And now he's trying to paint the areas that are plain, and he also try to blend with fingers too. Okay. Now other colors are introduced. Now you can begin to see shades of green mixed with brown, then red also, uh, greens of different shades. And because it's actually um, a river scene, those plants that stand at the landscape also reflect on the water too. Now you are seeing reds of different shades, and every single uh, plant that is painted on the landscape is also reflected on the water. Don't forget, it's a river scene mixed with mixed with land too. Then you see um, structures of small hills around, and again is trying to project uh, the richness or of the vegetation occupied on that landscape. Now there is a part he has not touched yet, and that is that the part that you have the house, and that part is going to use colors that will project the solidity of the landscape drawing and also the house. Now you can see that the plant that is on that landscape, as he has been able to project them on the water or river. Now don't forget, you must always use a flat brush when carrying out a landscape painting. He has come down towards where you have the house right now, and the trees that you have there is being painted, and the different colors that will project the train, because it's closer to the artist. The train seems to be closer to the artist than the house, and objects that fall within the foreground objects that fall within the foreground most times are very, very dark. They possess dark colors, heavy colors, and a few brighter colors. And right now he's working on those trees and is painting them. Now you can see that he has started projecting other smaller plants while you have the big trees all around. Then now he's walking on the floor, the ground. And again, I told you before that foregrounds normally possess dark colors, strong colors, while objects that find themselves at the vanishing point possesses faint colors, light colors to project distance. Again, right now is trying to indicate the reflection of those vegetation on the river or water and the shades of the ground being painted on the river too. And you can see that you are seeing is projecting dark shades of brown, green, red, just to show how heavy that landscape there is, and a little blend of white to the vegetation there. Again, that is still trying to repeat the same thing as is trying to create a reflection of the vegetation on the water. And now he's working on the house and is projecting the rooftop painted with red right now with flat brush, using flat brushes. Don't forget the pencil lines for this landscape for the house is still there, and that is what is actually laying colors on top. It's laying colors on the lines and the space that makes up the drawing of the house. And now is gradually covering the pencil mark with colors and trying to cover up every white space there, because in painting it's not right to see white colors, so they try as much as possible to cover up every white color on the canvas or the white cardboard paper you are painting on. So right now as it stands, the shape of the house is almost out, and is the house is being represented with colors of different shades: brown, red, and it's almost done with this job. All it's doing now is detailing. It's detailing, creating details and shades of colors on the house. And again, when painting a house, the open windows and door, it's a principle, is normally dark colors to show that the interior of the house is dark. So right now what we have here is the windows and the door. They are possessing a white hue, which will be later painted dark. And now you can see the trees behind the house, the sizes and the colors it possesses, and you can see the reflection of those trees on the water and the foliage too. Then you can see behind the house the distance, and those distance are possessing very light colors, light brilliant colors, yellows of different shades, uh, reds of different shades, oranges of different shades. And now what he's doing right now is just a detailed painting of the house. Then also the reflection of light. That is why you are seeing particles of light yellows on the roof and the walls of the building. He's almost done with this. He's almost done with his work, but also he has to do some detailing on the reflection of on the water, because when it comes to river scene or sea or river scene, you must the reflection must be indicated, and that is what he's doing right now. If you observe very well, this painting has been turned upside down, and the reflection, the artist does not really have to do a detailed drawing of the reflection. It's just like a shadow drawing or a shadow painting on the river, just to indicate reflection. And most times the drawing, the shadow drawings or painting is a reflection of what you already have. So right now, for him to be able to do the right thing or make a good painting, he has to turn the painting upside down. And now he's done with that. You can see the reflection of the building on the water, and also the white paint to indicate the open door or open window. As you can see, the windows, the very light reflection that is coming from the windows and the door has been um, dent with other colors that are a little bit dull, just to indicate, just to show the reflection of the light that is coming from behind the house. And right now, it has a foil paper to indicate the train, to show the different leaves that are on the train. So for him to be able to get the textures of that leaf, he has to start using a foil paper to take uh, parts of the color and dab them on the train. He's actually dabbing those colors on the tree, and now is trying to indicate or throw more light colors on the landscape, the landscape painting. And you can see right now it's colorful. We are seeing shades of white, green, yellow, red, brown, and this work is almost done. This job is almost done. All it's doing is just a blend of the different colors and the indication of solidity. It's trying to make it look solid. So while painting, for you to be able to create solidity on paintings, you must use dark colors. And the particles of white that you are seeing is just to show you that you have water, and the particles of white indicate the waves of water. And that is it. Uh, then it's also showing shadow painting of birds flying around the river bank. and it's also showing it's also painting grasses that are on top of the river bank. And it's an interesting lesson, and I want to encourage my students to do something better than this or close to